session for a client. So I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, so thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today. You shared some really interesting goals. We are going to go as guided by spirit, just so you guys know, but I'm going to read a little bit of what you shared here. All right, you say, hello, never mind about the email. It is good background story. There's one I did not mention. Some kind of mentorship about psychic ability. If someone enters the room, I instantly know stuff about them, mood, etc. Sometimes I feel like a beam of light hits my head, and I go up and then come back in my body with an improved version of myself. But honestly, I feel everyone is pretending not to be psychic and just waiting for me to catch up. So we're all pretending, right? So that you can feel better about yourself until you're ready to be psychic. All right, you say that is humbling and kind. Thank you. All right, now you say to simplify, I feel this is a course in forgiveness. We will see where spirit goes. Yes, no goal, just wherever spirit leads. And thank you so much, Abbey. What's interesting is everything that you say has so much meaning and so much value, and the way that you express it, the visions and the ideas that come to you, the inspirations that you're the seeds you plant within all of us, with the ideas that you're sharing, like everything has meaning here. So I mean, I feel like I'm connecting dots like in every direction right now. Okay. Okay. I'm ready. I'm going to relax now and get started. Okay, there you are. And there's your face, okay? It's actually really cool painting is what it looks like. We're going to start with background is yellow, and then it's got the same energy as okay, it's a very famous painting, and you have the two farmers. There's the man and the wife. What's it called? I can't remember. But there's that stale energy in their expression. So they're just very plain and they're not really smiling or joyful, but they're kind of the hardworking husband and wife on the farm. So there it begins with this, and I see that there's this really dense, kind of thick globbed on yellow, and then there is what is the outline of a house, and the house is sort of like a hat that you wear, and then your face is very kind of monotone like that, and then you wear the hat, you wear the house, okay, and then you have all this yellow that just sort of outlines the background. It doesn't necessarily represent sunlight. It just makes it very obvious with all this yellow. It's very noticeable painting here. And then you can't help but notice this peculiarness of the house that you wear. And then there's your head, and then there's your monotone expression. And there's a bit of a cartoon juncture to it. I mean, there's a cartoon element, although it's really trying to emanate realism here, okay? You really are trying to hide something. It kind of brings me to the concept of the Mona Lisa. I don't know that I never really felt like the Mona Lisa was hiding anything. I think it just so happens she looks like this. But for the rest of the world, there's something about her gaze, or there's something about her like she's hiding something or mysterious or whatever. I do feel as though there's a sensation of a mystery or hiding something. What's interesting is as I'm trying to move into it, everything goes silent. Like I have to forget that I just had that thought. Just blinked it right out. And I mean, blink it. I just blinked and then disappeared. Where'd it go? What was I thinking about? What was I thinking about? It's like this, okay? Everything goes blank. Maybe you don't want me to go into that. That's exactly what's happening. It's actually incredible. Because when I want to go into this hidden thing, I get so blanked out that I even got that I had that thought. It's happening again. I'm going to look at your face, and I'm going to look at you in the painting with the house, okay? And I'm going to really look into you, okay? You have so much complicated energy in the third eye and in the crown. You have a very complicated energy here. You're not living true to yourself. It's actually hard for me to tell you the truth. And it's like I'm picking up on so much stuff, but then it wants to blank it out, and then it wants to, it's like, there it stops again. It stops again. Like it just isn't able to move it through the throat to finalize the thought, to finalize the feeling, to finalize where we're going, to actually move forward with it, to let the waves make us, move us forward here. We're going to break this down, okay? We're going to break this down. You don't want me to. You don't want me to break it down. But you're not content. So therefore you need me to break it down because you're not content. You're not. Why is it that I can't say happy to you? Content. You're not content is more appropriate to say to you than you're not happy, okay? You're not content. Gosh, I feel like I'm about to start crying. You're not happy. You Come on, let's move forward with this. Let's move forward with this feeling. Like let's just join in and see where this takes us. It is majorly helping you, by the way. It's melting something. It's melting and it's helping us to feel more relaxed and comfortable. It's safe to have these conversations. It's safe. Let's not organize the language. Let's just say it like this because we wouldn't say it like this. So then let's say it like this. Because you're saying that you aren't hiding anything. But yet you are. But then you say, but yet I'm not. But yet you are. But yet I'm not. And it's like a Pee Wee Herman moment. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? Until it gets to the point that I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. We got to get concrete. I'm telling you, this is majorly impacting your third eye. Like you wear too much weight. You wear it. You carry it. You have too much weight that is upon your head, upon you. You don't carry it on your shoulders. You carry it on top of your head. Weight upon your head, weighing you down. And there's avoidance here. All right. So I'm going to bring you into me. Usually go into you, but I feel like I need to bring you into me. And I'm going to carry you, okay? And then I'm going to walk you through this. So you don't have to walk yourself. I'm going to carry you and we're going to walk through this, okay? All right. As we walk through this, you have, it's not an octagon. It's got like a lot of sides. So does it have 8 sides? Does it have like 20 sides? But it is trying to be a circle. But it isn't also trying to be a circle. It's got many connecting of the dots to create this shape, okay? and we're walking through it as like a fallen tower, and we're moving through the fallen tower, but it's rolling down a hill, and we're trying to create stability as we're moving through it, and we're trying to ignore how truly chaotic this is and how ridiculous it is that we're even trying to move through this, like rolling down a freaking hill. It's not even a sphere, it's bouncing all over the place, it's a freaking falling tower. What are we even doing in this? I don't know. I say, well, this is obviously the way you want to go, so let's just move through this ridiculous. Let's just do it, okay? I guess this is what we want. Let's just go. I got you. I got you, okay? Mm-hmm. It's not you who has to help me. It's me. I got you, okay? You are missing out on who you are. Because I see you now watching yourself inside of me, carrying you through this, and you stop time. Big you. Like the big man. Like God you. Stops time. And you're hilarious. You have a very interesting looking face in the sky, but you're also in the whole air. All the air is you. And you stop the movement of this going down the hill. You stop it. And you're funny about it, like you have a fishing pole and you cast it, and this thing going down, somehow it gets wrapped up inside of it, and then you pull this up the hill for yourself. You pull us all up the hill, like you pull me and you up the hill, and the tower and everything. You, big you, pulls it all up. But you don't want to fix things, because we don't need to fix anything. Now that becomes another question mark. And why is it so hard to know what to say here? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make it simple. I say, okay, big you doesn't want to fix things, as in, isn't going to pick this tower up and put it back where it goes, because the tower is meant to fall, okay? However, is going to help you find your way back up the hill, so that you're not tumbling with the tower that fell. Because you don't need to be caught up in that tower that fell. Why are you allowing yourself to be caught up in this? It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the tower. The tower must figure out the tower's own path. That the tower has that all of time and space and energy manifested the event for the tower to fall in the strange shape that it is in, and for it to go down the hill. But that doesn't mean you have to be caught up in it. Okay. You are caught up in it. Why though? Why? But it's okay, because in a way you say, either I was going to help myself or I wasn't. And I was just going to just go with it. I was just going to go with it. I say, stop doing that. Because you don't want to go with it. You won't say that's true. You're very quiet and composed, but you feel so many things about that statement. And you really like to honor the meaning of thought and the process of thought and feeling. And you really like to honor events and time and place and experience. You like to honor that without being controlling of it. If you get caught up in it, then that, so be it. Not as though you need to be in control, as in, I need it to be this way. You accept that things are the way they are. However, it's not, you've reached kind of the end of the ladder here. And you're going to have to I want to decide. I want to define it as make decisions for yourself. I want to define it as you're gonna, the next step for you, let that ladder go. It's over, and it's time for you to make decisions for yourself Don't get caught up in the tower that fell. Is this also like the tower card of the tarot? I mean, don't get caught up with the tower that fell. It's not your tower. It's not about you. It's not you. Like, you didn't fall. You just got caught up in what fell. Get out of it. Get the living daylights out of it. What's very interesting is you don't want to control the situation. Therefore, you aren't going to get out of it. You're just going to let it be whatever it ends up being. But that feels like I, Abby, don't like pickles. And if all I have left to eat is pickles, then I'm going to just have to eat pickles, I guess. Well, what about fast? If I don't like pickles enough that I can't eat the pickle or the pickles or the whatever's pickly, I'm going to not eat anything at all, okay? It's like, it's on the level of eating the cat poop out of the litter box. I won't do it, okay? So there's always another option. Eat nothing at all. We have options. It's fun to make a decision and see where it takes you. Not to just stay in the many numbers of decisions that you've got caught up in over the lifetime that now has amounted to today. Okay? Make new decisions. Have nothing to do with the past. New decisions, new journey, new ladder that you're climbing, new experiences. Okay? There's always something else. Always something else. You want to talk to me about the word happy? You say this. That's what you say. So what did you say? What did you say? What were you saying? What? What did you say about happy? What did you say about it? You won't articulate about it. You want to talk about it. You don't want to articulate about it. But you want to acknowledge that you are willing to talk about it, but you don't want to articulate about it. So I don't know how to read your mind, you know? I'm just a psychic person. I don't read minds. Okay, let's see what you say. You're doing it again. The hush, 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 boop, 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 boop. You're just like, it's so quiet and whispery, and it's just basically like hush, 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 hush is what it sounds like. I'm like, come again? What'd you say? What'd you say about that? Come again? You show me the picture. You don't want to talk about it. You want to show me it. And so you show me the picture, okay, that I talked about, the farmers, okay? The man and wife. The monotone faces, the expressions. You want to go into that painting with me. And something is way out of whack here. Has to do with your sacral chakra. Still feel the vibes about your third eye and your crown, but it's nowhere near what it was. Major improvement there. There's so many things that you don't want to talk about, that you don't want to talk about it. You don't even want to see it. You don't want to see it. Is that what the mystery is? Is that the Mona Lisa smile? Is that the mystery? Is that why it's hard? Because that's why it goes blank. That's why I'm not allowed to like move into it, because you don't want to look at it. This is your inner self, okay? Wants to dance around it. Wants to act like it's talking about it, isn't actually talking about it. It's doing you no good to stay in the fallen tower. So let's talk about the things that... There it goes again. I'm going to stay that, like, I'm just like a statue, like... I'm like the man and the wife in the painting. Still creepy. It's cold. It's mean. It's barren. It's like walking into a barn full of scary, sharp objects that we didn't know that was there because it's supposed to be the perfect home, it's supposed to be the perfect house. But really, there's all this scary, weird knives and things. Like, what's really going on behind closed doors? You deserve, okay. We're gonna have to work with some definitions about self worth. We have to. Because even when I try to talk to you about language and words, and you want to work with certain vibes of intellect or of, I mean, it's like a wise stance on things, but it's actually slightly imprisoning because it's not setting you free with other words, okay, that you're then putting on time out because you've judged those words and decided those words do not appropriately align with what is the wiser vibration that you're attaining, but you're actually holding yourself back. You're not living. You're not living. Because I really want to get to know the big you, because the big you is actually paralleling the you that you are as a human being. Then you're not allowing yourself to be who you are, and what your true capacity is extremely creative and is extremely everything. So don't deduce it down to trying to define the wisest vibrational expression because of the vibration of words or whatever. There's something about allow more for yourself. Allow more for you. Don't give yourself so much more room. Give yourself everything. Give yourself everything. Let yourself have access to everything. Be free to have everything. Keep getting these like weird shivers, like it's like a really great feeling and it's just like ugh. But it's kind of a it's a good chill, okay? It's a good chill. You really are restraining yourself. You really hold yourself back. Believe it or not, you are holding yourself back. And the true this big you is I want to go I'm going to actually have to leave you, the human you, to go to the big you, okay? Because you block yourself from basically your higher self. You're blocking yourself from your higher self. You needed to hear that. That's vibrationally better. That is better. More more relaxed, more breathable, more comfortable. Okay, let's go to your higher self. Oh, yeah, your higher self is all about puzzles, mind games. It's like magic eyes, where it looks like this, but it also looks like that, but then it also looks like this. Then if you turn it upside down, it looks like something else. And all the different ways you could see the same image, but see it differently. Loves that. Loves that. Your higher self is all about stuff like that. Magic eyes. Magic eyes. There's kind of an old, like an old Merlin type nature here. An old wise Merlin type. Wasn't really doesn't need to be the center of attention, would never even know. You're talking to this guy, never even know who you were actually talking to. Wouldn't even you didn't need anybody to know who you really were. Didn't care. Because to you, you just were yourself anyway. But to others, they would be missing out on a. It's kind of like I heard this, okay, that Socrates was basically like a hobo type guy, and sat and talked to people, you know, and he was this incredible mind, this incredible philosopher, and that says something, you know. You would have seen yourself as just yourself, but the truth is you were more than all the others you were surrounded by. You were wealth walking. You yourself were wealth walking. And it's hard to pinpoint. This feels like an actual lifetime, but it's hard to pinpoint it because I can't understand its relationship with Earth, because it doesn't necessarily feel like Earth, but it also does feel like Earth. I can't understand its relationship with time either. But your higher self wants you to see this persona of who you are, of your identity. Ask yourself the question, what do you have to offer? It's an interesting idea because in those shoes, as that wise man, that Merlin type, the unexpected, incredible being, this incredible person, I'm just me. So what would that person have to offer anybody if they're just themselves? Nothing. Because, but yet everything, right? Nothing and yet everything. It's not defining itself as above or below. It's not defining anybody else as above or below, or actually needing you, or you needing anybody else. It's completely neutral to that whole concept of what we need or don't need. It's literally nothing and everything at the same time. What I find here, because there is the opportunity to share yourself, there's the opportunity to feel enriched by others and allow others to feel enriched by you. But what I see in this life is just existing for yourself and content. Don't need any more than yourself and what you want in this moment. Something about that vibrationally is fine as it is, right? It's perfectly fine as it is. Nothing wrong with that at all. I feel, though, that there's a hidden message here in the magic eye as to what is the meaning of living, though, is to share and let others share, and to be a part of that sharing, be a part of the gift giving. That is living. Share who you are. It's more complicated than that. I'm going to go to this Merlin type. I'm going to ask him if he's happy. Okay, I'm going to see what he says about that. Gosh, this is giving me a headache. It's really clenching up my third eye here. I see. When you get close to him, he doesn't want anybody to see him for who he really is. And in fact, he wants to just be a regular person. Like he just is like everybody else. That is not true. He isn't like everybody else. He is not like everybody else. So to say he's like everybody else is actually not true. But it's in a way a tool to say that I'm not going to define myself as more than or less than. I mean, I don't want, that's a tool to neutralize anything related to ego. However, it's not allowing yourself to truly live as you are and to be proud of who you are. I mean, part of being human is having emotions, not being neutral. Neutral is a safe robotic behavior where everything is deduced down to the neutrality. There's nothing more or less. There's nothing. But then where does interesting go? There's nothing interesting about neutral. There's nothing ugly or pretty. There's nothing good or bad. I do feel that neutral can lack growth, in my opinion. And it also can work with avoidance, in my opinion. And it can maintain consistency. So forever neutral. Is that perfect? Perfection, in a way, reaches a point where it needs nothing more. It has reached perfection. Therefore, it cannot be more perfect. It is complete. Therefore, it is done. It is not growing, it is not changing, it is not expanding, it is not doing anything different because it is perfect. Neutral is then what? In a way, it's an odd state of perfection without the edge, the jab of that word, perfection. It's neutral. It's a comfortable state of perfection because we are avoiding everything else. We're avoiding duality, basically. We're avoiding living as a human being because being human is everything. If we take everything and make it neutral, then what is it to be human? What is it to live? You need to hear this and think about it, okay? It's not as if you are a neutral person by any means, but there's something of this energy and this caliber that resonates with your energy field, and it's existed in other lifetimes where you didn't feel as though you needed to share yourself, and you didn't choose to see yourself as more than anybody else because you just don't really choose to you don't choose to relate to that, even though you were freaking more than everybody else, okay? You were gifted, you were interesting, you were creative, you were funny, you were witty and clever, you had gifts, you had science and abilities, and then there was just a day-to-day life. You wouldn't share yourself because you wouldn't define yourself as more than, therefore you wouldn't open the door to who you actually were. Why wouldn't you have done that? You didn't want to overwhelm. You didn't want anybody to be interested in you. You didn't want to inspire people to say, oh, wow, you're that? Oh, man. Wow, you're cool then. I want to be your follower. You know, you didn't want to inspire people to have behaviors towards you. That's not fair to the other souls. You're not giving them a chance to decide for themselves how they want to interpret you. You have to open up Pandora's box. You have to open up yourself as you are and own it, you know, and be that. You're really growing a lot from this message because you're not in the tower. And that seemed like so last year. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Oh, that was so last year. Because it is. Like, we're looking into the past at you getting stuck in the tower and wondering, why were you doing that? And it's like, I don't know. Guess it made sense at the time. But let's think about these things, right? You're at the top of the hill, the green grassy knoll. And there's the big U in the sky, okay? The magic eyes. says you got to do something about this painting, okay? What is the farmers? They don't look happy, do they? Were they neutral or were they unhappy? Are they miserable? Are they joyful? Are they content? Find your heart, free your spirit, own it. Let us get to enjoy you, who you are. I mean, wow. Be boisterous. Live for the love of living. Live for the joy of living. Live for life itself. Live for your life. Live for the joy of life. Live for the joy of living. Don't just exist. Live, 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 live. Be happy in living. Just like one of those like jumps to the side and then you kick your heels into the air. Do that. And let that be a symbol of life, okay? And whatever is in your life that's not giving you the inspiration, the just I need to do that right now because life is just giving me that gift and that freedom and that sense of just I need to do this. Start to cleanse your palate, okay? Of what would taste like pickles to Abbey. Just no more pickles. No more Abby's disappointment with pickles in your life, okay? And that way they make me feel, let's get that out of your life, okay? And then that'll give you more like kicking your heels up moments because you'll have less distasteful moments, okay? And you don't have to starve yourself as your only other option. You could call it fasting. Is it starving myself? Is it fasting? Yeah. You're happy now. I mean, I can say the word happy. You're not stopping my thought. You're not holding anything back. You're letting things get colorful. You're letting movements take place. You're letting flow happen. You're letting silliness exist. You're letting yourself be great. You're letting yourself share and know that you're wonderful, you know? And that's okay. That's living. That's being. You could say it's just like it's get out of the neutral zone, get into the living zone, you know? You are doing that. Vibrationally, your heart is a lot brighter. Your head is not so heavy. We're not attached to the home or um the farmers. We're not attached to any of that. It's much brighter. It's much more fun. It's much more you. I think you're only skimming the surface on who you are, and it's really worth it to actually go look for who you are. I mean, and see what magic you have to share with this world because you have you're on the a magic side of things, and I feel more the magic element to who you are, not the magician, but the earthy nature magic, but also the wise scientific magic, and in a way understanding the practical truth and the alchemic magic. There's something like that to your vibe and to your nature, and there's very old memories that would be different versions of earth and that aren't so practical like the ones that we're familiar with. It would be something more like out of a storybook, okay? Those versions of earth, you have lifetimes in those versions of earth that'd be very familiar to you. And you would be I mean, I see they're showing me some things about being a hermit and spending a lot of time talking to the water or talking to the trees and finding more joy being connected just with the elements than with people, because you didn't see human beings as part of the elements. The air, the fire, the water were their living elements, but the human wasn't an element that you wanted to interact with. And there's that all that's like its own life of exploration with elements alone. I mean, you seem to have a lot of lives looking at nature and in a intelligent, philosophical, wise, a master of the elements, a communicator, a psychic, intuitive, a magician, but not like sleight of hand, not like messing with your head, manipulating your eyes, magician, not a magic eye scenario per se. It's bringing things to life. It's love and healing. It's balance. It's an alchemy. I feel that vibe too. Okay, that's all. Man, I could hang out here all day. There's lots to discover. So thank you for that opportunity. Thank you for sharing who you are with all of us. And it was really fun. Okay, well, thank you one more time. I hope you all have a very wonderful rest of your day.